If you've been keeping an eye on Belmar, New Jersey, you've probably already seen one of the biggest developments going on in town right now, and that's Vermella project. It's going to completely reshape the look and feel of what Belmar's really about. It's going to bring hundreds of new apartments to the area and a fresh new modern vibe to a town that's already known for its beachside charm. So in today's video, we're going to break down everything that you should know from what is being built, when it is happening, and what it really means for the residents of Belmar, home buyers, and even some local businesses. Before we get started though, if it is your first time to the channel, my name is Steve McCutcheon, and I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway. And on the Live in Central New Jersey channel, we cover everything related to the Central Jersey real estate market. So if you're going to be the first one to know what's going on in either Monmouth or Ocean County real estate, feel free to click the bell, hit the subscribe button. Let's get this video started. Starting us off with the location, this site runs between 8th and 10th Ave along Route 35 and backs up to Railroad Ave and the Belmar train station. Pretty much smack dab in the middle of the Seaport redevelopment area that Belmar is really focusing on. The project address will be 800 River Road, and it's going to replace all the existing structures on the 3.1 acre multi-lot site. So that includes the Belmar Motor Lodge, the Waterview Pavilion, and the Riverview Pavilion. All three of these businesses, as of me making this video at least, are still in operation, even with the town approval in place. So I'm not exactly sure when the redevelopment project is going to begin, but that's kind of at least the location and the specs of it so far. Now that we know the location of everything, what's actually being built in place? So the Belmar Planning Board recently approved a 4-story luxury apartment building that's going to be for rentals. It's 198 units. It's going to have a first floor parking garage and a 5th floor rooftop deck with a pool and a gym. The developer is going to be Redevelopment, and it's branded as Vermella, but the name of the actual building is still to be determined. The units will be mixed up and broken down into 97 1-bedroom, 79 2-bedroom, and 22 3-bedroom units. Now with the parking garage, you're going to have up to 252 tenant spaces and another 36 public spaces on Railroad Avenue. So it sounds like they're trying to at least fix the infrastructure a little bit and make sure this amount of people coming to the area won't, encroach on the current residents in the area, won't build up too much traffic, but we'll kind of get to that a little bit shortly. Why is this being built? That's probably the biggest question in general. Well, this approval stems from a court settlement with the state of New Jersey that's tied to affordable housing, also known as the Mount Laurel Doctrine. I've actually made a separate video on it before. I'll link in the description down below, but essentially the way it's going is that New Jersey is now mandating that every single municipality has an adequate number of affordable housing. A lot of townships, especially here in Monmouth County, used to pay other towns to then take their affordable housing. So while it was kind of already being forced, there was a way around it previously. Now there's not. Every single township needs it. So if a township doesn't agree to have the affordable housing, believe it or not, a builder can sue the township, win, and build upon any plot of land that they so choose, and the town has to give it up at that point. Kind of crazy, but that's the world that we're living in right now. So realistically, do any of these towns really have a choice? Out of the 198 units that I just mentioned, this project is going to include 20 affordable housing units, while the other 178 will all be market rates. This is also going to just be one of 3 projects going on in Belmar over the next decade to catch up to their affordable housing quota or mandate from the state pretty much. The proposed number of the 3 projects is going to be 393 units, of which 54 will be then affordable housing. So they are making some dent in the progress, and this isn't just the only development project going on in Belmar. Kind of odd considering you could probably just fit all 54 inside the 198 units, but I guess the builders want a little bit more bang for their buck in this one. Belmar didn't go down without a fight though, and there are some key conditions to this. When it comes to the leases, no lease can be less than 6 months, and there is a cap 10% on less than 12-month leases. So they didn't want this becoming a short-term Airbnb market or VRBO. Belmar is a short town and has a lot of seasonality to it. So if you're going to add in this massive Airbnb complex, for instance, it wouldn't be a great measure for the township itself. There is a final resolution going to be held on September 15th. There are no official timelines as of yet, but I would imagine by the time this video comes out, it's going to be right around that time frame. So we should hear a little bit more about maybe the project and its dates. Every project is going to have its pros and cons though, so let's check these out. In terms of pros, it's going to take a highly visible cluster and update the area with just some like modern architecture to it. It's going to add some transit-friendly housing, which is great for anyone that's commuting to New York City, being right next to the train station, and potential bump in local business, just foot traffic in general, right? You're adding over 300 units over a course of time. That should help them out. Cons, the density and traffic. Obviously, with just this one alone, 198 units directly on Route 35 and already, dense area might not necessarily be the best case scenario. Supposedly, I think it's mandatory that they do traffic evaluations on it. I don't know where they get the numbers and stuff from, but They said it's not going to affect the area. We'll have to kind of wait and see on that one. And then I would say there is going to be some pressure on the parking. You're having 252 units in the garage spaces, right? But 198 units in general. I know for back when me and my wife used to rent a one-bedroom apartment, we had 2 cars to it. So you're saying that out of the 97 one-bedroom units, you're going to have to either limit the people that, or limit the amount of cars per unit. Like, how is that going to work in general, right? So I don't know how feasible it is if they actually are going to have adequate parking to it, or is it going to be a very strict, if you live here, you have 1 car only, you can't have 2, whatever the case is. And if that's it, you either limit the amount of people want to live in these apartments, or they're going to have to go park on a side street here in Belmar, farther away from their unit, and also clog up other public parking spots. And in terms of my take on the project itself, I don't know if I necessarily see it as a massive pro or a massive con in general. I think it's nice that Belmar is getting a little bit of a refresh or reset in certain areas. I think that's positive, but being along Route 35 like that, which is a highly dense area already, having different construction and parking going on in that area, it just seems like it might not be necessarily the best spot for this to be taking place. But how many good spots are really realistically going to be in Belmar and a lot of these shore towns, right? So it's most of these townships maybe are only like a couple square miles at the absolute most. And houses are already right on top of each other, because that's how the township's going to make its money, especially with property taxes, and bring as many people to the shore as possible. So wait and see. I like development, but I also like development that improves the infrastructure around the area, from the schools, roadways, etc. So have to kind of just see, I guess, what the exact plan is going to be and what they say. But realistically, like I said, these towns are kind of tied, and they really don't have much of an option when it comes to it. With all of that being said, I would love to hear your guys' opinion in the comments down below. Do you think this is the right spot for the project to be going up? Do you think they should be building it at all? And what do you think even about like maybe the Mount Laurel Doctrine and the affordable housing mandate on every single township here in New Jersey, not just Belmar? With that being said, feel free to reach out if you are thinking about moving to the Belmar area or Central Jersey area in general. All my contact information is down low in the comments and description. So whether you're 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, even a year out, doesn't matter to me. Let's just get you on the right path towards your real estate goals. And if you're looking to move to a different part of the Central Jersey area, check out 2 videos popping up, and hopefully they help out a little bit too. Have a great day.